Lizzo, the Grammy-winning powerhouse whose anthems of self-love like Good as Hell and Truth Hurts have redefined body positivity for a generation, is sounding the alarm on a troubling trend: the erasure of diversity in fashion and media, exacerbated by the widespread adoption of weight loss drugs. At 37, the singer, born Melissa Vivian Jefferson, remains a proud advocate for inclusivity, declaring herself still a proud big girl who tips the scales at over 200 pounds. In a deeply personal essay posted to her Substack titled, "Why is everybody losing weight and what do we do?" Sincerely, a person who's lost weight, Lizzo confronts the Ozempic boom head-on, critiquing how this pharmaceutical wave is shrinking not just bodies but opportunities for plus-sized individuals. So here we are halfway through the decade, where extended sizes are being magically erased from websites. She writes, her prose a blend of frustration, empathy, and unshakable self-assurance. Plus-sized models are no longer getting booked for modeling gigs. And all of our big girls are not so big anymore. Lizzo's essay is more than a rant. It's a clarion call rooted in her lived experience. Having lost weight herself through lifestyle changes rather than shortcuts, she grapples with the movement's evolution, questioning its authenticity in an era of quick fixes. The Ozempic boom, referring to the surge in popularity of semaglutide-based drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, has transformed cultural conversations around weight, promising effortless results that appeal to a society obsessed with thinness. Yet, Lizzo sees the dark side: brands quietly phasing out larger sizes, casting directors overlooking caveat talent, and a subtle shift that undermines the very progress she fought to achieve. "I'm still a proud big girl. Objectively big. Over 200 pounds. And I love myself as much as I've loved myself no matter what the scale says," she affirms, her words a defiant anchor amid the flux. This self-love isn't performative. It's the bedrock of her career, from sold-out tours to viral flute solos that celebrate every curve. The body positivity movement, which Lizzo helped propel into the mainstream, was never about perfection but presence, amplifying voices long marginalized. She acknowledges its commercialization, noting how some bad actors co-opted it for financial gain or fame, only to abandon ship when trends shifted. There may be some bad actors amongst us. Some people may have used the movement for financial gain or fame, and once it no longer served them they abandoned it. That's okay, it was never about them anyway, Lizzo reflects, extending grace while recommitting to the cause. Her own journey intersects here. Accused by critics of centering being fat as her personality, she navigated stereotypes like the desexualized mammy trope by embracing hypersexuality and vulgarity in her art. "People could not see my talent as a musician because they were too busy accusing me of making being fat my whole personality," she laments. "I had to actively work against mammy tropes by being hypersexual and vulgar because being a mammy by definition is being desexualized." This revelation peels back layers of Lizzo's artistry, revealing the strategic boldness behind her larger-than-life persona. In an industry that tokens diversity, she carved space by owning her body unapologetically, turning potential liabilities into superpowers. The essay pivots to action, urging a collective response. "We have a lot of work to do to undo the effects of the Ozempic boom. I have a lot of work to do to regain the trust of the movement that gave me wings. It is work I am willing and ready to do." Her plan is multifaceted, fostering conversations, holding each other accountable, and reintroducing nuance to polarized debates. What do? We continue to have conversations. We continue to hold each other accountable. We release ourselves from the illusion that there is only good and bad. We reintroduce nuance into our discussions, she proposes, advocating for empathy over erasure. Lizzo's concerns ripple outward, touching fashion weeks where plus-size runways dwindle, advertisements that homogenize beauty, and social media feeds scrubbed of varied silhouettes. The erasure she describes is insidious, cloaked in wellness rhetoric that masks exclusion. Larger models, once tokenized trailblazers, now face gig droughts as peers slim down, perpetuating a cycle where visibility begets viability. Lizzo, who has headlined campaigns for brands embracing inclusivity, watches this regression with a mix of sorrow and resolve. Her Substack post, raw and reflective, contrasts her polished stage presence, inviting readers into the vulnerability that fuels her fiercest songs. And that's the reality that nobody wants to talk about. We're in an era where the bigger girls are getting smaller because they're tired of being judged, she concludes, a line that cuts to the chase of societal fatigue. As a cultural force, Lizzo's voice carries weight, literally and figuratively. Her music, from the euphoric "About Damn Time" to the introspective special, has soundtracked self-acceptance for millions. This essay extends that mission, challenging the movement to evolve beyond commercial slop toward genuine equity. She's not alone. Allies in plus-size advocacy echo her sentiments, organizing boycotts of shrinking-size charts and amplifying emerging talents. Personally, Lizzo's weight loss, achieved through therapy, exercise and mindful eating, hasn't dimmed her advocacy. If anything, it sharpens her perspective, allowing her to bridge worlds without compromise. Critics may dismiss her as preachy, but her track record, from Yiddy lingerie line to mental health advocacy, proves her commitment. In reclaiming the narrative, Lizzo models the nuance she preaches, celebrating progress while confronting setbacks, loving one's body through flux. The Ozempic era may slim waistlines, but it can't shrink her influence. As she vows to regain the trust, fans gear up for her next era. Perhaps an album dissecting these themes or collaborations that spotlight erased voices. Lizzo's essay isn't closure, it's ignition, sparking a renaissance for body diversity. In a world racing toward uniformity, she stands broad and bold, flute in hand, reminding us that true power lies in unyielding presence. The bigger girls may be getting smaller, but Lizzo? She's only getting louder, her message a symphony of self-love that refuses to fade.